form coming into this day versus Quest?
I mean, they've been looking great, Tundra as a whole. The only thing that has been a bit of a question mark for them is Nine getting too wild on his hero picks? We saw a game they did lose recently in this DPC. It was with the mid Lycan. Now we're seeing the mid Dark Willow. I don't think it's quite as wild, but it's going to beg the same question. If Tundra manage getting behind in the game, will Nine be on a hero that can make space on the map? This mid Willow, I haven't seen a lot of it, but it does make a lot of sense. You have high base damage, you are a universal hero, if you can scale into the late game, tons of damage that can go through Cold Embrace, ignores Terrorblade's armor as well, and I'm talking about the Shadow Realm when you get to that Aghanim Scepter. So really cool ideas, and it's been theory crafted out, but can they make it there?
In, like, let's say in the past, a couple of years backwards, you would say, oh, someone's trying to, you know, copy out Thompson, for example, with these untraditional mid picks, but I feel like today, Nine, he's the guy who's setting these new trends. We've got Willow versus Winter Wyvern in the mid match. Of course, Wyvern we've seen from time to time. Willow, not so much. So I think you make a really good point, considering that, is it too wild, or can they make it work just fine? Because it is Tundra after all, haven't dropped the series so far. Quest coming up as the challengers, but they also have a pretty good start for their season, getting those 2 wins under the belt, and also getting a map off of Gaimin Gladiators, which is, you know, back-to-back major champions, and taking a win off of them. Always a very, very pleasant scoreline to go to. But talking about this mid matchup, how do you think this is actually going to go? Willow versus Wyvern, you don't get to see this every day.
Hey, you definitely do not. And I'm looking at the Willow here, the base damage, it's quite big, so you should be fine CSing. For sure. And Wyvern, also universal hero. This is like the new trend of Dota now. Just pick universal heroes in the mid lane.
Yeah, like Wyvern maybe scales 0.4 damage per level more than the Dark Willow does in this matchup, but still, they're going to be packing up a lot of right-click damage. You still got plenty of control from both of these sides, and what I like about exiting from this laning stage, the panel brought it up, the Cold Embrace versus all this physical damage, the Mag and the Void. Basically, you got this big Empower right-clicker that they're just not doing any damage at the point, and that could open up for some really good curse plays, too.
Yeah, you have a lot of team fight if you're looking at Tundra's side, but at the same time, Quest has a good amount, too, so both lineups here are quite even, I must say. It's going to come down to how the laning stage really pans out.
See any potential kill potential on either of these lanes? I feel like...
Oh, definitely bot lane looks really juicy as far as kills go. You have Amar playing Mars, and
yep.
Any Techies lane ever has tons of kill potential.
Yeah.
That's why that hero is so powerful.
Amar's and Omar's here.
Yeah, Amar's and Omar's. That's like the dream lane. After seeing last tour, I was like, what if they were on a team? And that actually happened, so that was a little bit funny there. However, they'll need a little bit of time when they come online. I think level 2 is when you can really apply a lot of pressure for Quest here.
Same thing goes for the top lane too, having that Shadow Shaman with still possessing a high amount of right-click damage despite the short range, but with a TB Metamorph, getting Shackles on a target. Oh boy, that's a lot of damage that TA2000 can do. One of the players that I absolutely love to watch, TA2000, whenever he's on pretty much any hero, like the TAs, the TBs that he really likes to play, probably was one of the biggest rising stars. Kaori, though, takes a bit of a beating here from Soxon 33, but a good slow coming out from the reflection, even a blood grenade, and that's going to be first blood. TA2000 on the TB picks it up.
Yeah, that was quite interesting. They thought they could kill the Shaman. Shaman's going to go in here too. He hit level 2. Yeah,
they could get this Magnus. 3 seconds for Skewer, a couple more hits to go. I guess he could skew. Oh, he looked like 33 was like, I'm done with life for half a second.
He thought about it. I see his low HP, but this would be a bit of a painful death here. Either way, this is pretty painful and a great start for Quest here. And we're seeing why this Terrorblade is prioritized so highly. They tried to kill the Shadow Shaman, but without the Skewer backwards, it ended up meaning they used all their spells to try and kill Shaman, didn't get the kill, so they had nothing left defensively to help Soxa disengage there, and we just hit level 2 on TA2000 there. Maybe they weren't expecting it, and he was able to get that Metamorphosis off and get a return kill.
Yeah, 1.5 minutes cooldown for the Metamorph for the time being, and 33 in Soxa, of course, with the help of Chakra Magic, that should be able to start harassing in the future levels, but right now, they might be still a tiny bit vulnerable We want to get that Vanguard at least up on the Magnus. He does have the Ring of Health lined up, potentially going for more tankiness after that.
I would love to see the Shaman succeed, because I love the hero itself, but as far as like, I think this is like the second worst hero right now as far as win rates go in Dota 2 Pro Tracker, so amongst good teams. I think only Bristleback is performing worse in this patch. And it's a position 5 Shadow Shaman, which is notorious for not having enough gold to get the initiations, and at some point you just become a feeding machine.
Yeah. Kind of like
yeah, I need to avoid that
of old, in a sense. Like, if you have a bad start to the game, you will die like 15 times, but...
Even worse for Shadow Shaman. Like, it's probably 20 deaths then if Treant was 15.
Oh, man. I mean, obviously, you hope that he does find himself a good game for this hero. Very susceptible, but at least he can apply damage, and of course, the Chrono answer could still be there.
Yeah, the strength of this hero is within the Disables. And I think one of the reasons why this hero isn't succeeding very much is same reason why Earthshaker, when this patch first came out, was not succeeding as well. Earthshaker had to have like a buff to every single spell to become viable again. It's just these hard lockdown heroes that don't do much damage really got hit hard when they nerfed every single one of his abilities and how much disable that they currently provide for you. The good thing it did give you is the Ether Shock hits more targets now, hitting 3 targets at level 1. So maybe that's the idea here, to help win the lane a bit by spamming out that.
Still haven't seen any kills happen in the bottom lane. It's basically just a sharing farm between the Mars and the Void. You can see a tiny CS lead going in favor for Quest, but it's not a massive one.
And this mid matchup is dead even as well.
Yeah.
These are like two of the quirkier, like, mid universal heroes. We see a lot of Wind Ranger, we see a lot of Pango, these type of universals.
Oh. Look for a moment that they could have actually jumped in, because they got the pop chakra on top of Magnus. It's like, you can go in for it, and he's going to go for it now. Disrupting the shackle, blood grenade used up, but with the damage of blinding light, it's not going to be enough. TA2000 turning in the favor. Couple big punches. Look at Sux's HP pool just drop. That is just massive.
He's losing a wave under tower. So it's pretty good there that 33 was able to get this wave now on the top lane. So that aggression from the Metamorphosis is just going to pretty much lead to 33 farming under the tower as that Metamorphosis timer does tick down. And it's coming up to 6-minute rune time. Who's going to show up to these runes? And who's going to get the rune, more importantly? Maybe not the biggest heroes get runes, but they both have a bottle, so they would both like to get it regardless.
Oh, we suddenly got 6 heroes in mid, and there's an arcane on the top half. Soxa's
and nobody gets it.
Meanwhile, Omar is going to take some hits from snaking, but no cask, so this Techie should be just fine. It's a level 1 Maledict too, so just a bit of harass. Meanwhile, Skitter just got, you know, speared into the Lotus pool, so Omar can't even provide with a couple extra pokes.
There you go, that's the Mars buff.
Just inside the pool.
A new spear location.
Technically, you could save an opponent with that.
It's always a possibility.
Still, 2k lead building up for Quest. Even if TB hasn't been able to find more than just 1 kill with that Metamorph, it's already looking like a bit of a victory in a sense in the eyes of Quest for that top lane. Bottom going pretty much dead even, in a sense. Well, not dead even anymore. I feel like Amar, with these levels, he's able to zone out the Faceless Void. Constantly providing poke, picking up a good amount of CS. This was very even, like, 2 minutes ago, but now seems like Amar is pulling away.
Amar is such an interesting player to watch, because you'll see Amar and 33 are like polar opposite type of players. You'll see 33 always go like the safe build, get that Vanguard, sit up and farm. Amar, he's going to go for those phase boots. He's going to go for the early bracer. He's going to try and run at you and make kills happen on the map.
Yep, and here comes Kaori. Oh, the slow is going to be enough with the blast off. They got the Hex out. Shackles, no, never came off, though. They will get the Witch Doctor, and Noob's also rotated in, so they will find the Witch Doctor kill. It will take them some time, though. Kaori might drop to it, but Noob is going to pick it up, plus Snaking's Courier. Gonna have to work for that kill.
Yeah, they wanted the Faceless Void, though. Ended up only getting the Witch Doctor, so a little unfortunate there.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Very low for the time being on the bottom half of the map for Quest, but Tundra can't really find an opening for themselves. We also see the Midas lined up for Skitter. When I built up that extra farm on this Faceless Void. One of the heroes that it actually pays off really well, not just because of the extra farm that you get, but mainly because of more time lock procs from the attack speed. So you do like to have this item on Void.
Yeah, sorry, my headset was turning off for a second.
That is fine. Mid though,
rotate on. Oh, he's got invincibility rune.
Yeah, invincibility rune.
That's what I like to call it. They added a new rune. It's just invincibility for 75 seconds.
I was actually watching the European closed qualifiers earlier on today, and I saw a Terrorblade who was less than 100 HP, one hit from dying, shield rune spawns in front of him, picks it up, he's suddenly got an extra 1000 HP, and he can just stand and fight, and he kills an Underlord, and I'm like, what the hell? Like,
yep, that's shield rune for you. Quite good. The next timing I'm really looking for is, well, Skeeter does have 3 points in the time walk, so their aggressive potential, unless 9 comes.
There's no arena, so, okay, actually, he just hits level 6 from that creep kill from Omar, but he might just pay with his life for it. And no turnaround possibility for Omar.
It's fine, Omar saved Omar, so...
Yep.
True love story. Suiciding for him, getting in there.
How does that love story end, though? Does it end?
Hopefully not. Hopefully it continues for a while now, because they will need that for Quest Esports, because Amar needs to have a good game. He always goes for a more aggressive style. Instead of like getting the passive I talked about before, 33, maxing them power, going for that early Vanguard, having something stable. Amar's type of the player to get the bracers.
Soxa, two power runes already denied. The DD taken away. Probably not the best for the Wyvern to pick up, but he does actually have a lot of right-click damage. That could have
no, I think it's pretty good. That's one of the better runes, I think, for these type of heroes. Like these Invis, Haste runes, Illusion runes. Okay this game, but not amazing.
Yeah.
But DD on a Wyvern would be pretty good, not so good on a Willow. But I say that, but these universal heroes, man, they love these DD runes. They're rushing the Atos, both of them, and simply just because they are universal heroes, how much bonus damage they get. So once you multiply the base damage by double damage rune, it makes your damage even more insane. If you were like to look at Winter Wyvern, he'd go to 240 damage a hit if he had a double damage, because that's all base damage. So I think that's a pretty big deny there from Soxa.
Yeah, both of these mids are still neck and neck from each other's, and hitting the Rod of Atos timings too. I think Noob's already got his on the courier, and Nine's just about to... Yeah, he's got his on the courier now, too, so... Maybe we'll just see both of them, you know, rooting each other's and just staring. It's a staring competition.
And Dark Willow will have the more roots, as she can plant another root on top of the root. But I would argue the root is more impactful on Quest. When you are playing versus heroes like the Magnus, and you're playing versus Faceless Void, having that lockdown to stop their mobility could be clutch, or allow that Shadow Shaman to get that little bit closer to get the shackles or the hex off. We'll have to see how that one turns out, but for now, as most games for the first, I don't want to say 15 minutes, pretty much a farm fiesta with just some minor skirmishing. And Quest coming out ahead in that regard, up 1,000 gold here. I don't think Amar wants to make anything happen on the map until he gets his Blink Dagger.
And another rune spawning on the top half. Nothing here in the bottom. It's an illusion rune. This time Soxa doesn't have to deny it this time. Unless he just wants to get more style points. He's going to leave it for the bottle refill for Willow.
Top tower is under attack.
Kaori pushing the top, popping his ult right under the tier 1 tower. That's going to force out the glyph, and they're fighting in mid at the same time. Looking for this Willow kill, could be huge for Tundra. And Wyvern going to get feared up into another route, into the Bedlam, and Omar trying to turn it around on Amar. He's trying to get the arena for the Willow, but it's only going to catch a snaking Witch Doctor. They get hit by the Illumina as well on 2 targets as TV is also rotated in. They got the Chrono coming out as well, but the Death Ward's inside. It doesn't matter. Skitter's still going to get the kill nevertheless, and Kaori, he's in the middle of action. He's surrounded by 3 heroes, goes for the shackle. That's all he can do, pretty much. Just buy some time. And TA2000, can he make his way out? Slowed by Solar Bind, slowed by Blood Grenade. 9 on the high ground. He's already popped down the roots. Skitter already got himself a double kill. Now they're collapsing. 4 heroes of Tundra. Wyvern coming for the TP, but no curse opportunity for him. Root coming out, another blast off from Techies, and Snaking refuses to give in. He will survive throughout his entire fight, and in Quest, they're just losing heroes.
Tundra just outplaying them all over in that team fight there. Little surprised that Noob, he just didn't want to drop the curse at any point there to try and get out. TA2000 TP's in. He's like, alright, I'm gonna try and kill this Willow. Gonna follow her during the Shadow Realm. But Sox is there with a great blinding light to push him back. And continuously getting chased. And if you think about it more and more, this Coddle, alright, we get a quick little kill on the Witch Doctor in the bot lane. However, this Coddle with the Solar Bind plus the Dark Willow magic damage is so much damage. Later on, this is going to be a big problem for TB. He's going to need that Manta ASAP. But that Solar Blind on top of the Shadow Realm hit, they just did that like 3 times in a row. And eventually, this TB died from max range. Never had a chance to get Sunder off.
And Tundra, they had 1 kill before that. So that's a team wipe. Plus 2 towers. Massive gold swing on the side of Tundra. And we're considering this is still very early game.
And we're starting to see the impact of the Willow as well here. Amar, he TP'd into that fight, wanting to get that arena off, but he TP'd right into a root. Lots of roots coming out there, so I would say so far, out of these 2 mid laners, the Wyvern and the Dark Willow is finding her impact quicker and going into that Midas, so looking to go directly into the scale.
5-man smoke coming in from Quest, heading through that bottom lane as they've already taken the bot tower with the Serpent Wards. While Tundra, they did smoke up into the top half of the map, looking for the Terrorblade. Nowhere to be found. Now they've taken the Twin Gate to bottom. Quest still hunting for a potential target, hoping to find Skitter. He's not even nearby.
Oh, they're taking some juicy stacks, though, for Amar and the gang. So I don't think this is the reveal, the Blink Dagger. I think Snaking felt the brunt of that one. But it is online now, which means they have that capability to just have Amar stay off the map, and automatically you're going to be a bit scared for that reason too. Unless you're Snaking. You might just like run in there with his max heal and...
Oh, he's got vision. Sees the Wyvern, sees the Techies. Does he spot the Mars though with a Blink Dagger? There's the jump in on the Witch Doctor. It's going to be an opening for a fight. The Pav is going to get
so tanky.
Up, but he will survive though. And Amar taking a huge amount from 33. This Magnus with the Harpoon just hammering away, and Amar is going to get isolated, and he will drop to the Magnus. Skitter rotating as well from the side of the fight. Noob trying to survive for a bit longer with a Cold Embrace, but he's going to get overwhelmed. 9 off to a dominating streak. You also hear an RP happen on the side. It's going to catch Kaori's Shadow Shaman.
The heals from the shackle keeps him alive for a little bit longer. And surprisingly enough, we see Kaori going for max Ether Shock, trying to get that damage in there. But we're starting to also notice in these fights that Amar doesn't have any follow-up damage right now for his arena. It was a little bit awkward too, because he pushed the Witch Doctor not into his team, not near his team, but away from his team at the end of the arena there. Kind of feels like Quest don't necessarily know how to take these team fights right now. So far, every time they join a team fight, I'm not seeing the follow-up with the arena here. It's definitely not going to be the Shadow Shaman. Maybe Techies can do it, but it's just not happening. We're not seeing it.
I think the Quest, the fight, like considering it was an actual team fight, that Quest wasn't quite ready to take, because they just used their Serpent Wards for pushing down that tier 1 tower and bottom. It was still on cooldown. They were just hoping to find a pick off on the Witch Doctor, but how tanky did that Witch Doctor turn out to be with 4 points of Voodoo Restoration and the Pavis? Like, yeah, we don't have the damage to kill this guy. Omar does get a mine to explode on Soxa. Slowing down Snaking, trying to get closer enough for the stun, but not gonna catch this Techies today. It will force them out from their own jungle, and that will be claimed by Tundra.
I just hope this doesn't turn into one of those games where you have a couple bad fights on quests, and you're like, all right, plan B, boys, let's just wait
Plan
for
B,
TB.
I mean, look at the Midas lined up on Omar. I mean, it does look like they have rotated to Plan B.
All right, well, at least they're going all in on that plan instead of halfway by picking up that Midas there. So they don't want to fight anymore. They want to farm. I'm a little skeptical whenever I see this happen, because most of the time the team with the aggression will eventually find that kill. You might be able to dodge like 3 or 4 of these ganks, but when there's 10 of them coming at you, a couple of them will connect, and when they do, that'll be another opening for the bottom lane here. Kaori?
Oh, he's not close enough for the shackles. Cast range, not enough.
I think he's just trying to debate something here.
Meanwhile, Snake.
Yeah, they're on full rat mode now.
Snaking finding the biggest net worth possibly in this entire game, farming these wards under the tower.
Well, to me, is if Amar buys this Midas, like fully commits to it, then I'll know for sure that they don't want to fight. It'll be the biggest tail. For now, he'll sit on it.
Bedlam connections are a bit slow, but doesn't matter. He's still going to get it anyway. Level 2 Bedlam damage on a level 9 techies. The lowest experienced hero right now on the map with the Shaman. Not a lot of experience been given to both team supports for the time being. And you also find Kaorio. The Shockwave doesn't quite connect, but a very long-range Rod of Atos does. However, they can't get there. The Bramble also onto the Winter Wyvern and Amar. Looking for the turnaround here. They're not going to dive under the tower, because they do also fear the arena threat still there.
Like how 33 just went for a Yosh instead of Blink Dagger too. He's just like, nah, I'm good. I don't want to play aggro. I'm gonna just keep building the items that make me farm more, and let me scale later into this game.
All you need.
And that's kind of been 33's thing for a while now. I feel like on the heroes that he just doesn't buy dagger on, he finds a way to make them scale to the point where he's always top net worth. I remember his Tide Hunter, for example, at like TI, when he was really noticeable for that, where he'd just like go hard at Tarosk, and he'd get like Mage Slayer, just pipe, everything to make him tanky, but he would never buy initiation items. So he would never be the team initiator, but at some point he would just be the one tanking all the spells for his team, being top of the net worth, being that raid bosses. They're taking a lot of damage from this Tormentor here. 9 almost died from it, but Snaking will come in with the heals to save the day here.
Mana too. Looks like they're just gonna ignore the Wisdom Rune for now. It's like, okay, sure, you do you.
Just letting the Wisdom... Thing is, the Wisdom Rune, it ages like a fine wine, you know? The only risk you have is if someone comes and steals it. But I don't think they're really afraid of that by any means here, given how much map control they have, right?
Hence why you should put all your eggs in the same basket. You pick Pudge, you keep hooking those Wisdom Runes and Bounty Runes towards your fountain, and when the time is right, you pop them all and you get a turnaround. Solid plan.
That is a solid plan. You just ignore every other objective in Dota.
Exactly. Just forget about everything else. You know, you play for the late game, you do that, but they're going to be fighting in the bottom half. It's going to be the techies found. 9 for yet another kill, and he also has that nice little Midas paying off for some extra gold, closing up on the BKB.
And fun fact here, Amar did not make the Midas.
He did not make the Midas, alright, so
yeah.
Not committing. Oh, he's going for a sheep stick.
Well, he has BKB on Courier. So this is the tried and true Mars build of old. Obviously much worse than it used to be. And you are playing versus Chronosphere. You are playing versus Death Ward, you're playing versus RP. There's a lot of things that go through.
Yep. You can't get the Rosh in time, but are they still going to take a fallout fight?
I sure hope not.
Witch Doctor's already in position to pop these smokes, and they will spot him first. Aegis picked up as well, and it's going to be a bit too late for Quest, but if they can isolate Tundra for the time being, maybe Skitter. Very risky to jump him, though. It's just an Aegis that they would be getting. He'd still be coming back for round number 2. So
maybe they can find this opening with Amar. We'll see here. Skeeter is alone. Skeeter's out, so if they can find him.
They're going to be spotted by the creep wave. Now they have full info.
They see him with the ward too, so quick D ward and the gank is over here. As we now go up to AK gold lead for Tundra. Tundra doing a good job dodging the map. Not even dodging the map, they're the aggressors, but at the same time, they're farming really well. And Skeeter actually TP'd back bottom. I think a counter smoke is in order here. Top lane is pushed out, mid lane's pushed out, which means they have to be bottom or in the triangle here.
And of course, there's a target that is very optimal to pick up. Amar's gonna walk into this mid lane. He's like, oh, creeps, oh, enemies. Gets the blink out, even despite the time relation is on. It's just gonna be KB to safety. No, he's not taking any second thoughts here.
This should transition into an easy tier 2 mid. And you don't need your carry to take this mid tower, right? You've got a universal hero in the Magnus here with the Manta style. These Mantas are hitting for 230 apiece. Magnus with the Empower. Man, these universal heroes are just silly sometimes. Like, look at this damage output he's going. And is 33 even gonna go for a Blink Dagger this game at all? I don't even know if he will. I don't even think it's necessary. He's just gonna walk around wherever he wants, start scaling. Yeah. And he actually picked up Crimson Guard, so yeah, no Blink Dagger, and I don't think he's gonna end up going for it whatsoever. I thought maybe he'd just go Abyssal at some point, but even more damage reduction. Not being full greed mode and turning into a carry here, but continuously scaling.
Skitter also just vibing right now with his Faceless Void. Doesn't really need to have too many worries in the world. About to finish his Mjolnir, just farming it up. Knows that he has the damage answer to this Terrorblade since he is not gonna go for a BKB. He's still gonna get those mail procs through. Nice attempt with the fear from 9. Doesn't quite connect with the TP cancel, but he does find the techies. He was, by the looks of it, trying to TP to an outpost, so he's gonna get caught.
You have to be a little worried now with your quests at this point, because I like Terrorblade in some games versus Faceless Void if you have a way to save yourself. And in a small universe, Cold Embrace might be able to save him, but once you finish this Ags, potentially, on the Dark Hole, I don't know if this Cold Embrace is going to be enough. And even if the Chrono doesn't kill you on TB, their RP is going to come shortly after. So I'm not sure if their save is going to be sufficient here. So they're going to have to find the initiation. So a lot is going to be on Amar's shoulder to get the jumps. Same with Noob. What type of curses can we get? He opted into the Blink Dagger here. So he does have the Boots of Travel, the Atos, and the Blink Dagger now. His net worth has fallen off quite a bit because he did not go for that Midas. So for Quest, it's going to be all about, can we get these initiations? If not, it's going to be very difficult for them. As if TB does get chronoed in this game, I think he's just going to die. And there's no itemization he can do, given that they're down 11k, that will save him from that.
Also, they just had to forfeit the Dire Tormentor, giving Socks to the Shard. He's got the recall. Now they can play more efficiently around the map with this Coddle. Pull out heroes onto side lanes. They only have TP boots on the Willow, but now with that that Shard on the Coddle, that's going to allow 2 heroes to move around pretty nimbly around the map. 33 is going to cancel out the TP from this Shaman, who's going to be very far. He's not going to be even participating in this fight. It's on the other side of the map. Glyph going to be popped out as well, so Tundra still feeling very healthy with this push. Soxa in the back, 9 in position to turn around, but Amar going to get the spear. 33, he's going to skewer onto the walls of the Colosseum, and here we go with the blast off onto the Mag. Mag's taking a lot of damage. Looking for the RP, doesn't really need to. He's got the survivability, the tankiness to take down Amar, and Skitter is still holding onto that Aegis. They're trying to blow through that Faceless Void, and that's going to be round number 1. Chrono still up, RP is still up. 33 taking the racks down, and 9 just BKBs away as he takes down Amar. Solos down the Mars. And he's going to be saved by the Coddle Chakra Magic into another Shadow Realm and just walks away from the high ground. And that's a lane of racks. And you only lost an Aegis for it.
And Kaori, the Harpoon.
33.
33 just doesn't care.
Okay, he's a bit isolated here, but does he have the saves from his team? Oh, the Chrono, the bait quest. They wanted that kill so bad, but they're not going to get it through. And 33 is allowed to disengage for the time being. He's got Skewer RP ready though, and Kaori going aggressive quest, knowing that they have to take advantage of it, but he blows himself up as Skitter jumps on and has to use the curse defensively to keep the Void at bay. And his BKB, it has come to an end. The Rod also connects just as his BKB finishes. But Quest yet to find themselves a kill. Kaori coming in with the buyback, and they're out of ults. They're all out of ults.
I just want to take a minute to appreciate the difference of some of these builds. Like the Magnus. Do you see this Magnus? How tanky he is, right?
Appreciation time. Yeah.
He also hits for 400 damage a hit, by the way. 400 damage a hit. On top of not being able to die to anything. Go ahead, yeah, try and kill him.
And good luck.
See if that works out for you.
They've already tried it before. Can they do it again? Oh, he's ready for an RP, by the way. They're all pretty much stacked up. I'm just going to push Shamar out of the Coliseum. He's still inside the arena. You've got the rest of them showing up, and mines are blowing up. Kaori's dropping low as well in the middle of that battle. And they will easily finish off the Shadow Shaman. That's going to be a dieback. Soxa looking for another. TA2000 is on their sights and tries to TP away. Going to use the RP for it. No Sunder, no Metamorph. What you gonna do? You are going to die. And also hunting down Amar is Skitter on the sidelines of that fight. And Quest Esports, no kills whatsoever, and they will lose more than they bargained for.
Dire's middle tower.
Like, this can't be balanced. I'm looking at Skeeter. He hits for 126 damage, has 1.7k HP, 13 armor, right? Then you click on 33, he hits for over 400 damage now.
He does.
450 now-ish. And now, he also has 3.2k HP and 21 armor. Like, what the hell is this?
He is the true carry.
like what is this? This is just Dota now. That's what it is.
That's exactly what it is. I mean, we're all pondering the same questions. Like, how strong is this Magnus this patch? Oh yeah, he's definitely strong this patch. But 33 really putting it into play. How strong this hero can actually be, like that right-click damage and the tankiness he has with that Crimson Guard and Lincoln's on top of his big HP pool. That effective HP that this Magnus has, probably closing up to like 5,000 HP or something like that, maybe even 6,000.
Yeah, you just buy all defensive items and then you get a bunch of bonus damage for it. And it's base damage, right, that's given to you, and that's why Mag is OP, is Empower boosts your base damage. So because you're Universal Hero, you have crazy base damage, and that's up by percentage, so it's plus 180. 33's bonus damage just from Empower is higher than Skitter's normal right-click damage. That's why he's just in the front. Skitter's just like, you know, you do this, 33, I'll sit back here, I'm the support, I'll chrono when necessary. You do the high ground, you do the sieging, you do the tanking. I got you, bro. If you get in that deep trouble.
And the fun fact thing is, he's only 3-0-4. Can they finally take down the raid boss? It's so close! And they will be able to take him down. Noob's going to be picking up a lot of gold for that. Skitter going in for the chrono. Targets the Winter Wyvern, able to take that down. And also focusing on the TV, but not that much damage coming from. He's going to come with the buyback as well, but they're using their BKB, slowing down Skitter. He will have a jump available, gets out of the fray while 9 is cleaning them out. Noob down, Kaori down. Dieback on that. Winter Wyvern and TA2000 still trying to stand his ground in the front, trying to get some of that damage out. But Snaking just turning into another Voodoo Switcheroo even. But this TA2000, he's going to get dropped by the Maledict, and this will be the end of the game. Tundra not facing any difficulties whatsoever. Mid Willow also taking the win for himself, but this was just I don't even know how to put this.